A really, really long time ago, a time before toys, a time before everything, God made the world a time long ago. And just like carpenters make stuff out of wood, God made the world and it was well good. He made all the plants, He made all the trees, He made animals, birds, and He made you and me. And that time long ago, that time that was good, God walked beside humans through the trees in the wood. But the humans He made, like you and like me, said mean things and were really quite nasty. They'd thump and they'd punch and they wouldn't make amends. And so God and humans could no longer be friends. But to be friends again, God had a plan. One day He would send a very special young man. So it happened one day, or maybe in the night. An angel came to Mary and gave her quite a fright. Don't be afraid! Get scared or jump. God's gonna give you a big belly bump. Your belly bump's a baby, and He will be the great one. Why not call Him Jesus? He really is God's son. Now, inside Mary a baby was growing, and Joseph stared at the baby bump showing. A bit worried about how the baby got there, Joseph scratched his head and twizzled his hair. But when Joseph was snoring in his dream he had a visit, an angel said Mary would give birth through the Spirit. There's a baby inside Mary, a tiny precious life. But don't be afraid, says the angel. Name him Jesus and take Mary as your wife. Then Mary set off travelling with Joseph right beside. They walked and talked for miles and miles until Bethlehem arrived. With a baby inside Mary who was going to be king. When they finally arrived, there was no room at the inn. So a place was found by haystack and corn, and in this spot the baby was born. So they stayed in the shed where animals fed, and the baby had straw instead of a memory foam bed. Then there were shepherds maybe cleaning their shoes, trying to scrape off the smelly sheep poos. Till all of a sudden was something weird. From absolutely nowhere this angel appeared. Don't be afraid! That's what I say. Say hi to the baby in a manger full of hay. The sheep looked at the shepherds looked at the sheep. Don't be noisy, tiptoes please. Baby Jesus is fast asleep. Shh. Next, wise men travelled ever so far, but they didn't use Google Maps, they followed a star. So the wise blokes found Jesus next to animals with fur, and they brought Him some gold, frankincense and myrrh. And then baby became boy, and boy grew to man. He made stuff out of wood, he was a carpenter man. And he did lots of cool stuff. He healed the sick, told great stories and was amazing all the time. He even walked on water and even turned water into wine. Remember when people wouldn't make amends and when God and humans could no longer be friends? Well, it didn't end there, because Jesus the baby and Jesus the man was the exact same Jesus in God's rescue plan. He lived and He died on a cross made of wood. He died for you and me to turn our wrong into good. But something happened after Jesus died that was worth a big high five. Because 3 days later, He came back again. Jesus really was alive. So, don't get scared or jumpy, and don't be afraid. Why? Because I will be with you, says Jesus. Not for a bit, but always. Right till the end of the age. And that's even longer than a really, really long time.